Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Learning Network. Kimberly Taylor here, your friendly neighborhood computer guru, our retired computer guru. So, in this video, I want to show you how to create a baseline with Resource Monitor and Performance Monitor, and I have gone ahead and done that with my wireless network at home. And as you can see here, I have a ton of data. So I've baselined the network from 9 to 4, but I am going to show you only half of that data because it was a 7-hour file, and I don't want to put that on YouTube because they'll kick me off. So let me just go over a few things with you, though. However, so on the left side here, you can see what fields I'm actually measuring. I'm measuring the total bytes, um, the total packets, packets received, packets sent, current bandwidth, very important because you want to know just how much bandwidth your network is using so you can troubleshoot and find out who the top users are. And if you get any strange traffic coming through, that gives you an idea what you need to go and remediate and try and solve those issues. So I also have a packets received field, packets received for unicast traffic, and also non-unicast traffic, and packets discarded. So if you are dropping packets off of your network, definitely want to be able to see that information as well. So I started at 9:07, as you can see, and like I said, I went to like 4 o'clock. But I'm not going to show you that all that information. I'm just going to show you maybe about the first few hours or whatever, and I might even just move the chart along a little bit. We'll see. So it's just a basic line graph right now, and on the right side, on the resource monitor, you look here, you can see a graphical interface of the network traffic as well. On the very right, you'll see the kilobytes of traffic coming in. It can go from 0 to 100 usually, and TCP connections. Now, I didn't drill down into that area because I have another video just to show you what Resource Monitor does measure in regard to TCP information. My Ethernet is not connected. My Wi-Fi will be connected. Well, for some reason, the traffic didn't come through. I don't know why. So over here, you have my desktop computer that's doing the traffic. You can just say that will be my monitoring station. And of course, it's just letting me know that it's a network adapter. And there is the wireless configuration information as well, interface. All right, so now I'm going to start this video and we're going to look at the traffic. I'm not going to talk much, we'll just look through it. And so what I want you to look out for, I want you to find the most largest, look at the time frame when the most largest amount of information came through the network. When we got those spikes in the network, look at the time that it happened, and that is what we'll be using for our baseline. So what we'll do, I have a baseline maybe every week or maybe every day at first, just to see what's going on with our network. Things will change. It won't be exactly the same because people come in, people leave. You might have guests on your network or what have you. But overall, the traffic pattern should look fairly the same if nothing abnormal is happening. Pretty close to being the same. So anyway, let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and press the video and you get start to run. And here's the red line we're looking at. This is the one that's actually plotting the information about the traffic for us. Right now it's pretty low, so I'm just going to watch it. I'm going to be quiet for a while. Look at these fields here. This is where the data is coming in and out, in and out. Ingress, egress, ingress, egress. Now, I did a video on that earlier, so you can go back and look at that if you need a refresher. All right, so let's just look at the traffic. Matter of fact, I might disappear for a while, let you guys look at the traffic, and I'll come back when we get some large bumps in traffic. All right, so I'm chiming back in, and as you can see, there was a huge spike around 9:23, and so something transpired on the network around that time. So what we like to do as network administrators, we got to investigate that, find out first of all what spiked. So see, we have a yellow line here, and we have a red line here, and even some green. So that's what happened around that time. And so as a network or security person or part of the IT team, you need to do a deep dive into the data coming across your network and find out what is happening. And it kind of went back down again, but there was a spike. There it was right there. All right, we have another little small spike at 9:24. Nothing that large like the other one, but it's still something to be concerned about. Here we go. Look at this. Oh, what's happening at 9:25? Something is happening. See, the graph is plotting. Something is going on the network. Yep, right here. So this is the actual data that I'm using to create my baseline. Now, not to say that this will be happening again tomorrow, but I still can use this data to monitor the network the next day and see if at 9:25 we get the same amount of spikes or if it just has a flat line. And it's still drawing, but it did go down, but it spiked real high, then it went down. And then let's see if it spikes some more. It may or may not, I don't know, but like I said, I'm watching. That was 9:24 and 9:26. Let's see what happens at 9:26. And by the way, it's just going to overwrite this data as you look at the time. Just take a close look at your time and see, big old spike at 9:26 and a large spike, very large at 9:26. So something is going on. We need to know what it is. And if you look over here, you can see it's spiking also. 9:26. So what happened at 9:26? Why did you all of a sudden get a lot of activity on network traffic? That's the questions we need to be asking ourselves as administrators of our network. And we need to just, know what kind of traffic is coming in. Is that just plain IP traffic? What uses a net traffic and so on? All those questions we need to have answered. Is this something that we should be alarmed about, or is it just normal everyday traffic? Hence the word baseline. We don't know. We don't know until we take a deep dive and figure out what's going on. And it's quite a bit of data coming through right now. Still quite. It's plotting pretty good. So let's just take a look at it and see. Well, it was quiet for a very long time. And then boom, all of a sudden you get a large spike. So like what caused that? That's what we need to know. And it's back down to normal again. Well, not quite. Oh, there's another spike. I thought it was going to stay quiet, but maybe not. And it's still spiking. We're getting a lot of heavy traffic in this area. As a matter of fact, it looks almost like big congestion going on. It could be congestion. We don't know what it is. We got to find out. We have to find out. All right. Just keep watching it and see what it does. We're at 928 now. This was 927. Little spike there. And 928. Got some activity going on. So we're already 20 minutes into our little video here. I'm going to stop it soon. Like I said, I'm not going to show you the whole 8 hours. I'm just going to show you the part that where we got some actual spikes and stuff. Then I'm going to shut it down. Just want to give you an overview of how to baseline your network. All right, 928. We're at 928. Let's see what happens. I think I was getting spikes until around 10, and then after that, it just kind of stayed really quiet. So half an hour more. Probably will not show you the whole half an hour. Just show you all the spikes, and that's it. And I'll shut the video down. Okay, well now we're back at 929, and now we see it's really, really low. Hardly no traffic. Like flatlining, nothing. It's gone. All the data's gone. So we're back to normal. Nice quiet network. So what happened around 925, or actually from 928 or so, I guess it started happening. What transpired here? That's the $1,000 question. What occurred to make that traffic spike so high? Did somebody attach to your network? Did somebody transmit a file? Did somebody start running a backup? Did they copy some photographs? What happened? What happened to make this traffic go way up? So that's what we got to dig into. And I will make another video to show you a few things that you could use a few tools, I should say, that you can use to get the answer to those questions, right? And you could run that concurrently with your resource monitor and your performance monitor as well, and you see it in real time when it happens. That's usually the best route to go. Now, if you're using a package like SolarWinds or all the other nice network monitoring tools, you'll be able to see that information as well in certain windows that you have open, and you'll get alerts as well. I'm not sure if you can put alerts on Performance Manager and Resource Monitor. I'm going to actually research that and find out. But alerts are very important because that will let you know in real time something is going on, and it'll give you all that nice fun information. But also commercial products. Right now, this is just a product that comes with the operating system, and it's really just for information purposes. Just to show you what monitoring your network would look like. If you get a commercial package, most likely if you're an enterprise network, you will have a commercial package. If you have a Soho office, at home, you'll probably use this just as a, beginner level tool. But once your business starts to grow, I do recommend you get commercial products because you don't want to fool around with your business and use non-commercial products when you have clients and stuff involved. But just to begin with, if you're just starting out, you could use this just to get an overview of what's happening on your network, and then you could use that to determine what you actually need to purchase as well. It's really good to start out with, but as you grow, you definitely want to go towards something more robust. I always say it's free, it's for me. But if I was into business with someone, I would just say sometimes free is not always the best. You gotta open up that little budget and purchase some tools to help you run your business properly. That's just a little, sidebar. All right, so now as you can see, the traffic is kind of back down to normal. So our baseline information is probably going to be this stuff here. That's our baseline. There's no traffic at all for that time frame, except for the 930 option. So that's what I've been able to determine so far with this little baseline project. So I'm gonna skip out again and just wait for the second half of the traffic to come in. I'm already at 25 minutes, so I'm probably gonna have to cut down this video a little bit. I'll probably take out the parts that are like this that don't have any traffic just to make the video shorter. All right. You can't have like a really long video for YouTube because the average attention span is probably 1 second anyway. So we gotta make sure we keep the attention span going real well. As an educator, we are always aware of people's attention span. And it's short, definitely short. That's why you have to add music or whatever else you want to add to keep people alert and tuned in to your videos. That's for sure. It's okay. Nothing wrong with that though. So it's still pretty small. Still pretty small. Now, let me see. I think, like I said, I think around 9:45 is when I got the next batch of data coming through. It could be just an employee working and doing their job. I mean, really, and they could be transmitting something or going on the web. Could be just plain web traffic. Who knows? But it's good to have a baseline. I would say start out with doing a baseline for a week, and then look at the patterns, compare the reports. Yeah, also you want to make sure you create some reports from this information, and just do a little comparison, and that way you'll know how traffic patterns look ordinarily on your network. And that way, if you get a spike that's really out of the ordinary, then you know maybe you got something going on, like a DOS attack or some other weird thing happening on the network that could bring your systems down. You don't want that. So it's good to always have just a pretty good idea, just a baseline. It's like when you get in your car. The first thing you do, you check your tires, you do a walk around, make sure everything is in order, then you get in your car, then you drive, yeah? So if you go in there and you have a flat tire, you know, uh-oh, something's been going on. Or if you go and notice that something's different in your car, like was it unlocked or whatever, you know, you could just investigate. So basically we're going to be in investigative mode when we're doing the network monitoring. We're investigating. Oh, there's the spike. Here you go, right on time. Here's the spike. So something happened at 9:35 right here. 9:35. I got a spike. More spikes coming through. What's happening? What's happening? Yeah, so you get the idea. Yeah, so I'll give it another 5 minutes and I'll probably stop the video. So if you have any questions, comments, do in fact put that information in the comments box. If you like what you see so far in this tutorial of how to baseline your network, go ahead and give me a like and share it with your fellow techie friends.